The people who run this radio station, Town Square Media, they want Patsos to have his own show. So just go easy, all right? He could come in here and just wipe us all out if he really wanted to. But the college basketball season right around the corner. Rennie LaRue is here this morning as well. And we invite Rennie in with Coach Patsos because the Howard Garfinkel Garf Coaching Clinic is coming up on the 1st of October at Colony High School.
My 50th birthday.
Is that right?
October 1.
Wow.
A lot of people are losing money on that ticket. They bet against.
What are we doing?
They bet against 40, Roger. I doubled them for 50. I'm going to collect, too.
What are we doing?
We're doing Rennie's clinic with Garf.
But I mean after that.
Garf is, gone, obviously, been a year, but what a great. He influenced all of us. Mike Krzyzewski did a great thing.
I saw it. It was incredible.
If that guy did, and I saw him this fall, this spring recruiting in New York, it was one of the last times. Just, he influenced all of us, and it's a great clinic. But, Rennie's had great guys there. Boeheim was there. Jay Wright's there. This guy, James Jones, can really coach at Yale. Ed Schilling from UCLA. But Bobby Hurley Sr. is one of the treasures of the world. If you don't come, if you're a basketball aficionado or a coaching at any level, you should come see Bobby Hurley Sr. Don't come see me. Go see him.
Well, Rennie, the floor is all yours, my man, the founder of the Capital District Basketball and Baseball Hall of Fame. You've done it again. Looks like you got a great lineup here on October 1st, Rennie.
Well, Raj, it's an exciting, it'll be an exciting clinic. And Garf handpicked all these coaches, and he followed Jimmy's career. And he had respect for what Jimmy's done at Siena, wanted Jimmy to come this year, and he handpicked all these coaches every year. And as you know, we've had good luck with coaches who come winning tournaments and Final Four appearances. So hopefully Jimmy can.
We better win. Otherwise, I will be taking Zach's place here. And I'm fine with the hours. Yeah, Garf influenced all of us. Him and Tom Kuchelski, who's another guy. They were the original scouters, Roger. They sent. I think Tom Kuchelski, right, Rennie, is still typing. He's sending out the typewritten.
On a typewriter.
Evaluations. But they were way ahead of their time in terms of camp. Evaluating guys, bringing players. Tom Herter Sr., not Tom Herter Jr., who plays for us, went down to Honesdale, PA. And they were revolutionary. They kind of waved in this shoe deal thing, They had his foot, I would say Garf had his hand in that. Yep. But he helped so many coaches, and he taught coaches how to, turn this into a little bit of a business, run camps, own camps. But it was the evaluating of prospects. If anybody saw The Blind Side, I coached Sean Tuohy's son. The Blind Side is about Michael Orr, but the real guy behind it, I know the mother, Leanne, was, but Sean Tuohy Sr. is the all-time leading assist basketball guy for the Ole Miss. And he does play-by-play for the Memphis Grizzlies. His life was changed because as a little poor kid in New Orleans, Garf was coming through New Orleans and invited him to Pennsylvania, and that's how his life, he says that was the key thing in his life. Outside of his, father coaching him in New Orleans. This is how he started because a guy named Howard Garfinkel invited him to Honesdale, PA. He didn't know how to get there. Garf sent him a bus ticket from New Orleans. Next thing you know, Ole Miss sees him and his life changes. And that's how many people he impacted, Garf.
Rennie, what's the setup like on the 1st in terms of the time? And do you need to sign up online? Can you show up the day of the event? How much does it cost? Give our audience here, and we got a lot of college basketball enthusiasts here in the Capital Region, give them an idea of what they need to do.
You can pay at the door if you come that day, or you can sign up www.garfclinic.com on the registration page. This year we're running a special, 2 coaches for $100. Last year was $100 a coach. This year it's 2 for 1. And as I mentioned, the coaches that Garf picked are all great teaching coaches, like Jimmy, all great clinicians. And he didn't just pick coaches that coached. He picked teaching coaches. I know Jimmy has a lot of respect for that because that's what they do. He molds and teaches his players.
Who goes first? What's the order of business on that Saturday?
It'll be James Jones, a former Albany Doc Sowers guy, who will lead off. They beat Baylor last year in the tournament.
Yep.
NCAA.
What a job he's done. People don't realize what a job he's done building Yale basketball into a.
He really has. He's a phenomenal coach.
Then we're going to follow with Bob Hurley Sr., who is a coaching legend. He's in the Naismith Hall of Fame in Springfield. I think he's won 29 high school championships, and a wonderful man.
And kept that school open, by the way, right?
St. Anthony's, yes.
Like he's single-handedly, if you read his books and what he's done for Jersey City, Not to mention his 2 kids are coaching and how good of a coach he is. But he's like a really interesting guy to talk to.
You just saw him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about recruiting, but yes, I did go down and see him.
Beautiful, Bill. Then we break for lunch. We have a little tribute for Garf, where we'll play the Coach K video tribute along with some others. And then in the afternoon, we lead off with Greg Horrenda from Fairleigh Dickinson, who literally was one of Garf's closest people. We'll follow him up.
He got them to the NCAA. They won the Northeast Conference.
Yes, he did. Then we follow with Ed Schilling, who is at UCLA as an assistant to Alford. And he wrote a book with Garf, and a wonderful guy. He's a Hoosier. He's an Indiana guy.
Wasn't he one of Calipari's kind of mainstays early in his career?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. And then we saved the best for last, Coach Patsos.
And that's going to be half-court offense, Coach?
Yeah, we'll do half-court offense. You know, I always take questions, but I'll show you if anything, you know, because I'm a Gary Williams guy. We can do the press. I always felt like clinics are like for the people that paid. So, like, I'll do half-court offense, but I'll do special situation. You know, you want an out-of-bounds play, I'll give you what you want. You want a little, you know, full-court press, stuff to do, little drills. I think it's whatever they want. I know it's half-court offense, but I'll do whatever they want.
No, I know. I may show up to action.
I'm looking at
Rogers play.
No.
He's got the bitty ball.
He sets the back screen into the ball screen.
I'm gonna run
to your game.
I'm gonna do one ball screen after another. If you don't go under the screen or you don't go over it, you are in big trouble with me.
I watched you.
Because I will ball.
Me and Darren Donnie were watching your game over there at the Zuccotti Center.
I will ball screen you to death. You like that, Coach?
Just play zone against you.
No, you can't. You can't play zone in 4th grade travel. It's got to be man to man. So how are you going to defend?
How is your squad going to be this year?
We'll be good if I can get Donahue eligible.
He played well this summer.
He's good. He's good. I mean, love Jack Donahue.
It's his mother who's an 1,000-point scorer.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. I see her working out at Zuccotti Center. She is an athlete.
She's an athlete. But I mean, anybody out there, any level of basketball, you should come to this clinic. And like I said, Bobby Hurley Sr., he's a legendary guy. It's a lot more. It's funny because I go to his practice and you watch the basics, you know, on balance, you know, if you're covered, pass it. If you're open, shoot it. But the way he's got this poise about him, you know, and I'm trying to, as I get older, now I'm an older coach, you try and you learn from the best, and he's the best.
And Rennie, you are founder of the Capital District Basketball and Baseball Hall of Fame. When's the Hall of Fame basketball coming up?
Well, the baseball one's November 13th.
Oh, that's first, right?
And that's, again, at the Hilton in Troy. And then the basketball will be May 28th next year. And
you already have that set? You
already have.
You just said Rick Carlisle was just here.
Yeah, well, I was at that one.
I think he just finished talking.
42 minutes he spoke.
Oh, and Rennie, and you used to be, and you were really good with everybody about going right up there and like getting in their face going, okay, time's up, we got to move on. And I totally agree. You couldn't do that with Rick Carlisle.
I tried.
I know, but I was sitting there because I helped you out that night with the MC, and I'm like, you're in a tough spot here.
Roger was the guy in the back flashing his camera.
But I'm like,
it was the red light.
Oh, man alive. Seriously, Coach, he would not. He told every story you could possibly tell.
Amazing. I was, he was having a good time. He brought his parents, and
I know.
He didn't want to come originally, and then when he got there, he didn't want to leave.
Who's the headline in May? Can you tell us?
Next year, the headline
inductee to the Hall of Fame basketball.
Jimmy, do you know Kevin O'Neill, who coached at Marquette and USC?
Yes, very good coach. He was at St. Lawrence. He started at St. Lawrence, and Paul Evans started at St. Lawrence. Yeah, Kevin O'Neill's. I think he lives in California now, but he was Lute Olson's guy. When he recruited, you know, it's funny, Javion Oganyemi was over my house last night. Javion's one of the smartest guys I've ever coached. Knowledge of the game. Like, he follows recruiting from the 1990s and knows players. His interest, very interesting cat. So Javion and I are talking. He's talking about, tell me some recruiting stories from Maryland. I said, okay, well, we were talking about LeBron and how I found Nick Cannon-Medley and Leon Poe and Trevor Ariza and Kevin O'Neill, when he was with him and Midnight Loot, when they showed up, I just said, does anybody know where I should get something to eat around here? Because this is a complete waste of time. We are not getting that player. Or I'd go over and I'd say, Coach O'Neill, like, where is he on your depth chart? He's like, oh, you can get a Beckway because he's only third. And we're probably going to get our first or second player. I said, you're getting your first. He's third. I'd run over. Hey, you want to go to Maryland? if Midnight Loot, they called him Midnight Loot for a reason, Lute Olson. When him and Kevin O'Neill walked in the gym, you knew it was business.
Jimmy, when is the first official day of basketball? You know, I'm still in football mode, you know.
Hey, by the way, I'm going for Saturday night to see Gattuso.
Okay, good.
Love it. 2-0. He's going 3-0.
Yeah,
get revenge on Holy Cross.
I would think they would. Yeah, I think this again. They should win. They should win the next two, and then Richmond after a bye week comes in on October 8th.
The CAA is tough. There's no joke to CAA in football.
Right.
So,
And if it's Richmond and an undefeated Albany team, that should be exciting.
UNH is good. I know they don't play William and Mary yet, but it's for some odd scheduling thing. But I know the CAA football because Joe Flacco, the quarterback of the 1-0 Ravens, were about to go 2-0. Yes, I was there on Sunday, went to Delaware. And I've watched that league, being in Maryland. That was, and Towson joined that. Their running back plays for the Ravens, too. I'm not just saying this. There's a lot of CAA players in the NFL.
Terrence West.
See, this guy's acting. But anyways, this you want to go, you should go Saturday to Rennie's clinic and go to that football game.
Jimmy Patsos in studio, along with Rennie LaRue, and that clinic, as we told you about, is coming up on October 1st. And what we didn't know is that Coach Patsos turns 50 on October 1st. And guess when my birthday is? October 3rd.
I was going to go with 3rd.
3rd. I'm a
good,
little.
You and me, we're good Libras, right in the middle.
That's
Strong
right.
Libras.
Love the Libra. And how old do you think I'm going to be on October 3rd?
47.
Oh my goodness! You out of your mind. That would be 5'5", Coach.
There you go.
55.
You don't look it.
Well, some days I feel
that Altoona, PA water.
All right, you watched the baseball last night.
The curve knocked out my Harrisburg Senators.
Did they?
The guy who owns Ollie's Bargain Outlet owns the Senators. He sponsors Siena basketball up here. By the way, the October 1st, last time I'm going to say it, people should really go to that clinic. 2-for-1's a great deal. Go there, see Coach Hurley, Coach Jones, who did an amazing job at Yale, Ed Schilling, who knows a lot about the game, myself, and Greg Horrenda is a surprise, just because he's at the NEC level at what he did rebuilding FDU from the ground up. But you get a lot of fun stuff. But go see Coach Hurley at 11 a.m. If you do one thing that weekend, October 1st, do that.
Yeah, and it's 9 to 5, right, Rennie? And what's the website again to go to?
www.garfclinic.com.
All right, and it's $100?
$100
For two.
Two coaches,
2 for 100.
assistant.
Okay, perfect.
And James Jones is an Albany guy. He went to Albany and he has a lot of friends here.
His brother's the coach at Boston University. He's the coach at Yale, and they were back in the recruiting trail. They had a lot to do with Villanova back in the day recruiting for them. That's where he started, right?
Wow. Jimmy, how do you not guard the inbounds pass in the championship game with Villanova, North Carolina?
You know what? That's the old trick. Roy got fooled. You always guard the inbounder. And he was the only one that could take that 25-footer. We have a guy on our staff, Ryan Harkins. We call him Shark. He's the director of operations for us. He got his master's. Last 2 years, he was at Villanova. And Jay said it. He's going to forget the inbounds play. And that was the only guy who could take that shot from 25 feet. But
Jenkins.
It happens, I mean, look,
Perkins.
Villanova still deserve to win the game anyways. And we love Jay Wright. I'm jealous of Jay Wright, not only because of his good looks and how he dresses, and he just has a great way about him. Jay Wright's a great person. But
now,
they outplayed him. They put, what's funny? The Villanova, the biggest game I thought was when they kicked Oklahoma's butt. I mean, they really sent a message in the Final Four, because I've been in the Final Four and we lost to Duke, tough game. And then we had to come back to beat Kansas, and then we beat Indiana. You got to win that first game, and I'm not just saying it. It's hard. And they went out and thoroughly beat Oklahoma, and I think that said to the team, hey, we're ready to go. We beat Buddy Hield in Oklahoma, and there's Jay Wright, and I'm using him because he was at this clinic as well last year.
Siena coach Jimmy Patsos with us. I just got a text, Jimmy. Somebody wanted me to ask you, what is your non-conference schedule set?
Yes, we have actually the toughest non-conference schedule in the league. We just came out with number 1. Last year we did as well. John D'Argenio and myself work on scheduling. We had a really nice event last night, about 500 people down at the Times Union Center. There's a few seats available. You should buy season tickets. I'll tell you, there's a couple premium seats, but the end zones for $70 or whatever they are, $100, are great seats, because they had a special last night. John and I talked about it to the fans. We're playing Florida Gulf Coast, who went to the NCAA. They come back. We're playing Asheville. We're going to play Vermont at home. We play Hofstra, who went to the NIT. Obviously, the Albany game this year is at Albany, but next year it'll be back at our place. You got to play good games to get those teams to come back. We're talking to Charleston right now. We play Kansas and GW. We got a new series starting with Holy Cross. We play Cornell with a new coach from Princeton. We play Arkansas Pine Bluff at home. I mean, we're going to play tough. We have the toughest ranked schedule in the MAC for non-conference. We had the toughest ranked schedule last year. St. Bonaventure, we're always going to play them because of the Bonaventure Cup. It's the Franciscan Cup. So John D'Argenio and myself, we try to have a really competitive. Nobody big's coming, trust me. You don't have to ask Fran McCaffrey who's coming back. I got asked that last night 10 times. Iowa's not coming. Boeheim's not coming. St. John's and the Mullen brothers aren't coming. We tried. The biggies won't come here anymore. They won't play Will and they won't play me. They'll pay us to go see them. so you get the best mid-majors you can. Vermont, as you know, because of the America East, Zach will tell you that's as good a program out there at this level.
I'd love to see Fran McCaffrey bring Iowa here.
Yeah, he would.
I
But
mean,
they didn't get Kevin Herter, so they're not going to come back. Now, maybe in a year, Maryland will come back because you got to get them. Notre Dame's talking about it in a year. Mike Bray, they're Under Armour. He's like, look, if Elijah plays really well, and then he just says, I really want to go home, we might do it. But they're scared they'll lose, and they know that we're really tough.
Yeah.
The Times Union's a really tough place to play. It's a great place to watch a game. It's not going to be some little lousy atmosphere. They know it'll be packed. They know the fans are great. They know they'll be all over the other team. They know we're going to play hard, and They can't afford it right now because there's too much money on the line in the NCAA. In other words, Oregon State sticks in last year because they go to Santa Barbara and they go to Rice and they win on the road. But they're not coming to Siena because they feel like we could beat them. We have a pretty good team. Javion, Marquise, Brett Bisping has a chance to be Player of the Year. Nico Clarith, one of the great rookies last year. They know. Yeah. Now, maybe in a year or two, but they're just not going to do it. UMass, we're trying to get. We're not sure if they'll come. Fordham dropped us. John Dargenio and I work at Boston College. They got kids from this area. They got Under Armour. I'm trying to get. They won't come.
Hey, Kevin Herter, does he have a chance to start at Maryland this season?
He does. I mean, it's the preseason. I talked to Tom. I get most of I get more information from Tom than I do from my Maryland friends. Although the Maryland people are very excited about him. He's so big now. Like I mean, tall. He's like I don't know if he can play the point. I see him as a 1-2 if he gets to the next level. I would never count out anything. He really shoots the ball well. He really knows the game well. They got a Kai Jackson. They got Melo Trimble, but he could start at the 3. They lost 4 starters. He's one of those guys. You don't have to bet on Kevin Herter, but you better not bet against him. That's what Turgeon said to me with Team USA. He's just one of those guys that sticks around. And next thing you know, he's starting, and next thing you know, he's your best player.
Jimmy, I got a question for you. I asked Will Brown about this yesterday. You see a lot of Division I schools who need to fill their schedule, and they schedule a Division III program.
Right. We're not allowed to do that.
Right. And I remember you saying that.
No, would we anyways?
Okay. Would you ever consider playing a full scholarship Division II program like a St. Rose here regionally?
Yeah, well, I want to in an exhibition, but John Dargenio and I, we're picking Damon College, who's Mike McDonald from Canisius, IUP. We had the runner-up. We want a really challenging Division II. Hey, Joe Burke doesn't get enough credit at Skidmore. But we can't, the MAC doesn't allow you to play Division IIIs. I get some guys that play 3 Division IIIs because, hey, you're in Division I basketball, play a Division I schedule. That's just how I am. You can find games. Sure, you don't want to play Kansas and Duke and Wisconsin, too many of those, but you have to play some of those. But the MAC has a rule, so we couldn't do it anyways. I like playing them in exhibitions. Make no mistake about it. The guards at the Division II level, full scholarship. And Joe Burke, what he's doing at Skidmore up there, they got real players. Now they're just a little shorter, but we need to see. We're not. If I was a bigger school or an Ivy League school who has a long break, maybe I'd play an academic school Division III because you got to win. But for us, we're trying to climb the ladder, so we can't afford to not. We have to play a Division I team and try and win because of the RPI, and we're really trying at the MAC to get another school in the tournament. But we really want to get another team in 2 NIT teams. In other words, I don't speak for Will, but say the America East got an NCAA. But 2 NITs. Like Will's team last year should have gone the NIT. The NIT is changing. They're expanding a little. They have a new committee. Look, it was the old guard. They pick the same 10 schools every year. It's going to be more of an interesting tournament this year.
All right, 2 things before I let you go. A couple of minutes here. Patanzas not starting the 9th. Girardi makes a bad move last night?
I'm a big Yankees fan because of Cashman. That was a tough one to watch. I like the Earl Weaver theory. Payne gets an out, you get another guy. I knew Earl Weaver a little. You get an out, well, get the next guy out. Why pull Payne? I thought when Warren got the guys out in the 8th and he got out of the jam, just throw him in there for the 9th. I mean, you're up 5-1. The half of Fenway was asleep. Now you kind of gave him a little life. I don't know why he brought the guy in. Now, look, they're playing young guys. So you also, it's not like they're one game above the playoffs. They're trying to fight their way in, but that one hurt last night.
All right. Do you like anything on the Week 2 schedule in the NFL?
Yeah, I like the Ravens winning at the Browns because that's my squad. I think it was a tough loss for the Bills last night. I know the Bills people at McGeary's were probably not happy. The Giants, to get your first win, getting that first win, Zach gave me it. I didn't know if you start 0-2, you basically can't make the playoffs. So, but anyways, I hope everybody goes to the clinic, and I'm going to go support Coach Gattuso because he's a really good guy on Saturday night. I think that's a good football game. Roger, I love having you. I know I'm only supposed to stay one, but I love staying with you.
It just rolls, doesn't it?
Only Jimmy, as a guest, would say, I love having you.
Hey, I'm going to be in the principal's office in an hour for staying 2 sessions, but
don't give him too much rope. But
buy Siena. Hey, there's a few season tickets out there. It's going to be a great year. Buy Siena basketball tickets.
There you go.
Kids are working hard, and we're going to have a fun year.
And I do hear a commercial running on this radio station promoting season tickets for Siena basketball.
That's because it ain't because of Levac. It's because you joined the station.
I've heard them. I've heard the spots. There must be a partnership going on. All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Thank you, Rennie. Good luck to you. October 1st is the clinic, and we'll definitely hit that a few more times between now and then. Thank you, Coach Patsos. We appreciate it.